We're at the point where we can go ahead and start the Adobe Premiere program. So I'm going to start it off of my dock. And if it's not on your dock, you can always go up to Spotlight and start it from there. Well, as Adobe Premiere is loading on my computer, let me tell you that the videos I'm going to be using are a little different from what you were seeing earlier. Um, we were just able to go ahead and re-record some of those videos. I'm telling it a new project. Everything on the new project menu should be okay. And mine is telling me that I already have this project called Untitled on my computer. That's because I was practicing a few moments ago. Is coming up with a NTSC standard for 48K. I'm going to go ahead and say OK on that. And now I have the Premiere window where we have the various parts that we can work from. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go up to File, click, and I'm going to drag down to Import. And the files I'm going to import are on my desktop. And I'm just going to click on the first one, drag down to the last one. While holding the Shift key down, I can click on it and it will highlight all of these particular items. I'll click on Import, and it's importing all these files into my project area down here, and I can see I have all my files in here that we can work with. One thing about Premiere, I had my videos on the desktop. If I don't finish this particular project and save my project file, come back later to work on it, Premiere expects everything to be exactly in the same place it was before. So if your videos are on the desktop, you're going to have to make sure that they're back on the desktop. If they're on the file locker, you have to make sure that you're connected to the file locker. Because video files are relatively large and you're pushing a lot of information back and forth over the network, sometimes it's a lot easier to work with these files off of the desktop. But once again, if you don't complete the project, if you have to come back later, everything has to be exactly the same way it was when you started this particular project this time. So if the files are on the desktop, you later save them to your file locker. When you come back, you got to bring them back from the file locker to the desktop in order to work on them in Adobe Premiere.